Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to introduce a new concept in drawing. This will be um, another project that will hopefully make that cognitive shift that we talked about before with the left side, right side brain. And you know how when I had you do the face-to-face thing, that the whole idea was to try to get your left brain out of it. So today's assignment is going to be something similar. But first, before we do that, I need you to do one simple thing. I need you to draw your hand. So we're going to look here. The first thing is for you to just basically take your hand, your non-drawing hand, of course, put it to the side, and I want you to, on your sketchbook or on a blank sheet of paper, just draw it. Not trace it, not don't, we're not making a turkey like you did in elementary school, but I just want you to do your very best job at just drawing your hand. It shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes, and I understand completely that this is kind of um, an uncomfortable thing. Drawing hands are hard. I mean, they're one of the things you see most often during the day, and so you know when they don't look right. That's one of the curses of the way we have vision, is that the things that we see the most of are the hardest to draw because you're always going to find the flaws in them. But that's okay. I want you to just do your best. Just draw your hand. If it doesn't look great, that's okay. If it looks great, perfect. But really what we're going to be doing is looking to have something to compare it to later. So that's the first thing I want you to do. Just simple, easy. Don't take an hour on it, maybe 10, 15 minutes if you're really into it. Make sure you draw your nails. Try to look at the lines on your knuckles and things like that. But just do your best. That's I guess the takeaway. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing we're going to do is called upside down drawing. Now, this is something that may seem a little bit unusual, or some people may even say pointless. Like, why am I doing this? Upside down drawing is a trick of perspective. You're trying to confuse and irritate the left side of your brain. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. You want to try to get the left side of your brain to be so annoyed that it bows out. Now, let's look at this picture. You probably recognize this person. Maybe I don't know how many people of your generation know Albert Einstein on sight, but you probably do. Pretty famous picture, famous guy. But you stare at this long enough, and you start to see some things that you wouldn't normally see when it was right side up. Your eye doesn't like looking at, well, not your eye, the left side of your brain, I should say. The left side of your brain doesn't like looking at things that it can't identify. And like we said the other day, it wants to quickly identify things and put them in categories. So when it looks at a picture, it quickly tries to identify it and put it in a category. And with a picture like this, it can probably say, okay, that's Albert Einstein, I'm done. But the right side of your brain, on the other hand, is really interested in the things like these dark parts above the eyes, these lines on the forehead, the shape that the lines on his face make, right? This shape here. The right side of the brain is interested in all those things. The left side of the brain doesn't like looking at something like this because it's not the way it normally should look. So, yeah, a quick glance, it'll be like, yeah, Einstein, I'm done, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. But the right side of your brain wants to keep looking at this, keep seeing things in it that aren't normally there because you don't normally notice them because it isn't normally upside down. So what you're going to do, our assignment is going to be to draw something upside down in the hopes that the left side of the brain will get so annoyed that it'll back out and leave the right side of the brain to do the entire job, making things so much easier for you. We are going to take this drawing, and you should have it in your packet. If you don't have it, it's on the Canvas page where you can print it out. This is a pretty famous drawing by Pablo Picasso of a famous composer. You're going to draw this. The goal is you're not going to turn it right side up. You can see, obviously, you know what it is, but the longer you leave it upside down, the less recognizable some of the things are. And it's a Picasso drawing, so some of the things that are recognizable seem a little weird looking anyway. I want you to forget about the guy in the chair. I want you to just simply see lines and spaces, circles, triangles. At some point, one of you is going to tell me, oh, I'm having a really hard time with his hands. And I'm going to say, there's no hands in this drawing. There's no coat, there's no glasses, there's no nose. It's just lines and spaces. Okay, one of the techniques that I like to use to do this drawing is to cover it up and then reveal it a little bit at a time, that really sort of obscuring what it is. So take a piece of paper, cover it up, and just draw the few parts that you can see. And then slowly, as you go, reveal it, and then a little bit at a time, you will be able to, add to it. So move the paper down a little bit, draw some, move the paper down a little bit, draw some more. I think you're going to find that you have real success doing it that way. Okay? Take your time on this. This is not going to be due right away. I know to do this right will take some time. Now, I mean, you could sit down in an hour, hour and a half, you could get a really nice drawing of it. So if you want to do it all in one sitting, great. If you have other things to do and you want to do it a little bit at a time, that's fine too. Like I say, not due right away. But this will definitely help get that cognitive shift that we're looking for. All right, so those are the two assignments that we are talking about now. I hope everybody has fun with them, and make sure you take the quiz on Canvas when you are done. There's a quiz for both of those, the one for drawing your hand and one for doing the upside down guy. All right, I hope you have fun with it, and please let me know if you have any questions or problems. Thank you. Have fun.